Hey there, a short demo on creating a Gradle project with CaptainCasa, which is now very similar to the creation of Maven projects, but now keep to Gradle. So what you need to do is, first of all, start CaptainCasa. So this is a fresh installation. Start the tool server. This is the Tomcat running the editor, and we may start the application Tomcat immediately afterwards. So these are the typical two steps. Now I start the browser and I access the tools. So this is the editor running on 51,000 ports. So that's the red Tomcat, so to speak, this one in the background. And you now say, okay, you create a new project. And there's a new project, new Maven project, new Gradle project. So Gradle project, you select it. You see this is the common dialog for creating Maven and or Gradle projects. Well, you select the CaptainCasa version. It's proposed the one that you have to install, that you have installed. You just define an artifact. So I say, for example, this is temp Gradle group, and the artifact ID is temp Gradle artifact. The version is 001, and the project directory is ctemp. Either you select it by a pop-up or you directly input. So now ctemp tempga, so the name of the artifact ID project will be created, directory will be created. So we just send create project, and this project now is created. Yeah, it is registered in the CaptainCasa environment. It's, so to speak, imported, and you get some advice what to do next. Because what you have to do now is you have to import the project into your Eclipse or NetBeans or IntelliJ environment. I use Eclipse, so I now say File, Import New Gradle or Gradle existing Gradle project. I select the Gradle project which I just created. So which was, what was my name? Temp Gradle A, tempga, here it is. I select this folder, say next, say finish, and the project shows up on the left. So you see the typical structure: source main resources and source main web app here, where the web artifacts are located. Anyway, you go to Gradle tasks. Here you see them for the project tempga. You say build, and you just run Gradle task build, and it will execute correspondingly. And now the Gradle task will produce the whole WAR file, the web archive file. And now you have to go back to the toolset of CaptainCasa and just say tools and reload server. And now this will take over the WAR file, which is created in the Eclipse environment, and will add it into the Tomcat that is running the application. Well, we can test this by creating a new layout. I just call it now test, and I select this template. Yeah. Here we are. The program asks us to immediately create a test UI program. Yes, we want to do so. And you see, yes, it's running. So the test XML is created in this tool set. And now we made, for example, say a row body pane, add inside a row. And inside this row, we may, for example, add a field. And inside this field, we want to display a text. You see this code editor, the test UI class, I add the new test property, which I just say is name with an M here, and I bind this to the text over here. And in the row header, I add inside a button, and the button I assign a method, which is onInvoke action, and onInvoke action assigned to the action listener. So that's now the layout. Yeah. Now we look into the project itself. So we see a test.xml was created in the web app area. Yeah. This is exactly the XML that we created in the toolset. And on the Java side, there is a managed bean test UI, and this test UI is empty at the moment. We now could just say hello Gradle here as a first parameter initialization, and if pressing onInvoke action, if pressing the button, then we just say name plus equals a question mark, which is appended just to show some activity. So save it. And what now is the nice thing is you don't have to run the Gradle deploy procedure all the time, the Gradle build procedure all the time, but for these normal actions where you edit JSP pages, XML pages, and you edit the managed beans, which is handling the logic of the page, you just have to say hot deploy. and you will see now things will be working. So Hello Gradle is shown here, and if I press the button, then a question mark is appended. So the project is nice and pretty and is working. Yeah, that's the whole thing to create a Gradle project. So quite simple. Thanks for watching.